Hey everybody, Anthony here. Welcome. It's Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom to everyone. It is Saturday, November 16th, 2024, and it is 11:45 a.m. Eastern Time. And I am at the camper with Teddy and Charlotte. I came here for a few hours. It's just beautiful weather. Cool, sunny. Just couldn't ask for more. Just have the windows open. Got a little sweater on, and it's just beautiful. But today's video, I thought what I would do, something a little different. I had a dream last night, and I had woke up this morning. Last night was the Tyson and Jake Paul fight, which was a disappointment. Anyway, so got to bed very late after 1 a.m. in the morning, and somewhere between 1 a.m. and about 7 a.m. I had this dream, and when I woke up about 7:30 a.m. I decided to jot some of what I could remember down. I think it's important. I have many dreams documented in my journals. This is one of them, and this morning I went a little further. I put, I tried to interpret it, what best I could make of it. And then I put a couple notes in here that I thought I would share with you guys. And so here goes. So today, again, is 11/16/24. So I said I had another dream last night. And again, the details are very sketchy. So I had a dream. I don't know if I talked about it about a week or so ago, that I documented as well, that I couldn't really understand, couldn't really recall too much of what I dreamt. So I was with two other men in this dream last night, one of whom I believe I knew, the other man I'm not sure about. So I'm not sure if I knew the second man. We were in a work type environment. We were in some type of environment where there was either work going on, or we were working, or there was a break or something. It was a work environment. But the one man whom I knew, in the dream, he was struggling with something spiritual. That's what I am recalling. Don't know what exactly it was, but it was something spiritual. He was troubled in some way, spiritually. The other man was looking at me and interacting with me as if he was testing me to see how I was going to react to the man that I knew who was having trouble. So we ended up, the three of us in this dream, we ended up huddled together, almost like, you'd come together like a football huddle, or you get together maybe in, before you prayed or something, maybe for a Bible study. I remember when I was doing jail ministry, when I was in the cells with the prisoners, we would gather together at the end, hold hands, huddle together, and I would do a closing prayer. So that's how we were huddled together. And so I began in the dream began praying very fervently for the man whom I knew. So I was praying for this man who was having this spiritual issues, he had a lot of things on his mind. And I began to preach the name of Yahusha. So I began to preach the name of Messiah in the prayer. And when I did, tears began running. I remember this vividly. This part of the dream I do remember. I remember praying. I remember mentioning Yahusha's name. And then I remember tears coming from my eyes, almost like a water faucet. Like somebody turned on a water faucet. I believe both men that I was with were crying as well, or tears were coming from their eyes as well. At some point during the prayer, we were interrupted by some other people. I don't know if they were customers, people that came into this work environment that we were in. I'm not sure. So I stopped praying. So when that happened, in the dream, I stopped praying. I'm not sure what happened to the man that I knew in the dream. The man that was testing me seemed to disappear as well. So when these other people came onto the work environment, everything seemed to stop. The both men, the one that I knew, the other man that I thought that I'm interpreting in the dream that he was testing me in some way, disappeared. So I'm not sure how to interpret this dream other than to say that the prayer in the name of Yahusha by his saints profits and avails much. No matter the setting or how big the problem is, we should be praying for those in need of prayer. No matter the setting, where we are, what we're doing, if prayer is needed, we should be praying fervently in the name of Messiah. Even if strangers are present or those who do not know, we should be praying. Do not let anything interfere with your prayer life. This dream can also signify a turning point in my life to pray more often. So it could be a signal to me, I think, to pray more often and more fervently. For family, for myself, for others, for the world, for whatever it is, for health, for sickness, for people in need. I will begin to heed the message I believe I received. So my note, the evil one will attempt to distract, destroy, and degrade, destroy, and degrade your prayer life, rendering you and me ineffective. That is what he is attempting or attempts to do. He doesn't want prayer in Messiah's name because he knows that breaks down strongholds. It makes him and his emissaries, his evil emissaries, ineffective. The spiritual battles that were taking place and being planned against the body of Messiah. There are spiritual battles taking place, being set up to distract, destroy, and degrade the body of Messiah. There is a rock and roll song by a Christian metal band, a Christian rock and roll band by the name of Stryper. They've been around for a long time. The title of this song that came to my mind this morning when I was writing this down was a song by them from 1985 called Soldiers Under Command. Let me read you the song, some of the lyrics from the song. I won't sing it because I don't want to. I'll actually include it, or you could look it up. It's on YouTube. It's by the name of the band. It's called Stryper, Stryper. It's from 1985, and it's called Under God's Command. Soldiers Under Command, excuse me. If you search that on YouTube, videos will come up and you can listen to the song. We are soldiers under God's command. We hold his two-edged sword within our hands. We're not ashamed to stand up for what's right. We win without sin. It's not by our might, and we're fighting all sin. In the good book, it says we'll win. This is the refrain from the song. Soldiers, soldiers under command. Soldiers, soldiers, fighting the Lord's battle plan. Are you a soldier under God's command? Help fight the good fight. Join us while you can. The battle that's waiting is fought so easily through him without sin. There is victory, and we're fighting all the sin. And the good book, it says, will win. Soldiers, soldiers under command. Soldiers, soldiers, fighting the Lord's battle plan. Very powerful lyrics there, I believe. Scripture is not just a list of do's and don'ts. Scripture is not just a list of do's and don'ts. When we think of the commandments and the Torah and everything that Yah gave to Moses, and even before Moses, going back to the beginning, the commandments he gave to Adam and Eve, through Enoch, to Noah, to Abraham, the patriarchs, and through Noah, through the angel of the presence. It's not just a list of do's and don'ts and thous and thuses. We read the King James Version, thou this and thus and thous. It's an overall picture. It's a roadmap, a battle plan, like we just talked about, a revelation of love. His commandments are often called loving instructions. That's how I'd like to think of them, to a people that he created in his own image. So it's this revelation of love. And with true love, there's trials. I wrote this all down this morning, just interpreting this dream. There's trials, there's tribulations, there's testings, there's griefs, there's setbacks, there's comebacks. There's periods of loneliness, there's periods of sorrow that we go through. Abandonment, there's periods of striving, there's happiness, there's joy, there's gladness, there's fighting, there's giving, there's taking, there's waiting, there's wandering, there's hoping, there's faith, there's faithlessness, there's standing, there's falling, there's temptation, there's strength, there's weariness, and there's power. But remember, the Bible is a finished work. We know how it ends and who is victorious. So we need to be more fervent in our love for him. We, believers, need to be more fervent in our love for him. We're set apart. We're holy. We're being sanctified. We're going through this process for a reason. And we need to take his word serious, and we need to do what it says and not just be hearers only. So many of us we just like to hear. We just like to have our ears tickled. Sometimes I believe, many times I believe. But we need to be doers. We need to be men and women of action. After all, we believers are soldiers under his command. Thanks for joining me today in this. Thanks for listening to my interpretation of my dream. I hope it helps you in some way today, this Sabbath day, where we are at a crossroads in this country and in the world. And I wish you and your family blessings in Yahushua on this day. Anthony signing off. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all the new subscriptions also. Anthony signing off. Yah bless.